Welcome to Cordell and Cordell's Men's Divorce Podcast, bringing you information for guys before, during, and after divorce, and everything related to family law. This podcast is not to be taken as legal advice, and no attorney-client relationship is established.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for this week's edition of the Men's Divorce Podcast. My name is Attorney Andrew Ordyna. I'm a senior litigation partner with Cordell and Cordell. I've been with Cordell for 17 years. I've been practicing family law for 23. Joining us today is Attorney Maria Sobrido, who's an attorney in our Madison, Wisconsin office. I just wanted to a quick note that nothing you hear in this podcast is considered legal advice. However, if you would like to meet with one of our attorneys, virtual consultations are available by contacting or calling 866-DADS-LAW or visiting Cordell.com. All right, for this week's topic, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. Maria, why don't you take us through the basics of cryptocurrency and why it's important in a divorce?
Thank you, Andy. So crypto is an emerging technology. This is something you've heard a lot of buzzwords about. You've probably heard it talking about on the news. Maybe you're dabbling in cryptocurrency yourself. But I think in terms of divorce, it's something that we all could really know a little bit more about. So we're going to start talking about terminology. So really, what is cryptocurrency? It's important to note that it is not considered an investment class. So if you're investing in the crypto umbrella, this is really just speculation. So crypto is a peer-to-peer system of value. So really, if we think about money as a concept, it only has value because we believe that it has value. So crypto is another way to add value on a peer-to-peer basis. A lot of crypto is on what's called a blockchain network. And blockchain, I'm not going to get into the weeds on the technology behind it, but really is computers that talk to other computers and that you can add in little bits of code. Most crypto is kept in what's called a wallet. A wallet is just like something that you put in your pocket, a term that's used for how you hold your cryptocurrency. We're also going to be talking about gas, or also called transaction fees. This is a similar concept to a brokerage fee or a fee that you would pay if you're having your agent in the stock market make trades for you. When you're making transactions with your cryptocurrency, you should expect to pay gas or a transaction fee for each one of those transactions. Mining is a term that you'll often hear. Not as many people are doing their own mining now, the cost of the energy behind that and the technology required to do that. But in the very beginning of cryptocurrency, when this was starting to become more widely used, people would do what's called mining. And that's essentially having their computer complete transactions for them that nets them more cryptocurrency. We're also going to be touching a little bit on white papers. White papers are probably a term that's familiar to you if you're in investing, and most cryptocurrency types of coins will have white papers that will explain who they are, their background, what their coin is all about, and what it looks like. So those are the basic terms. When we're talking about crypto, those are the terms that you will hear widely used over and over again.
What are some of the types of cryptocurrency?
At this point, there are tens of thousands of coins. So there is no way that in this podcast we could touch on all the different kinds. The most popular that you are hearing about the most often is probably Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one of the first, oldest, more established types of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is going to be in a big contrast to one of the other major types of a cryptocurrency coin, which is Ethereum. So Bitcoin is its own discrete type of currency, whereas Ethereum, while also a discrete type of currency, is a network. So many other coins will let you run on the Ethereum umbrella, on that chain. Bitcoin does not let you do that. So you will often hear a type of coin is on the Ethereum or ETH network. So Ethereum is big, Bitcoin is big. There's many other meme types. Dogecoin is one that was pretty popular for a while, but really tens of thousands. So when we're talking about crypto as a general term, you could have one 10, many types of coins in your wallet of any of these tens of thousands of types of cryptocurrency coins.
I've heard a lot about Coinbase over the past several months. Can you tell us a little bit about Coinbase?
Yeah, absolutely. So Coinbase is a wonderful point of entry if you're interested in cryptocurrency. It's a great place to start for beginners. It's well developed, it's feature rich, and it is widely used. So you would log into your Coinbase account, similar to how you would log into your E-Trade account, and then you could see your value at that moment of your coins, the types of coins, how much you have. Coinbase makes it very simple to transfer US dollars or whatever type of currency that you hold your money in into a cryptocurrency. You can use your bank account, you can use direct deposit, and you can put one type of money and translate it into a type of cryptocurrency via Coinbase. Many other coins will have their own types of wallets and will force you to use that instead of using a larger service like Coinbase. Those are a little bit tricky. They are not as feature rich. They may not have as many statements or as much accessibility to view the cryptocurrency that you're holding. Another advantage to Coinbase is that many coins will utilize the Coinbase service. So you can have multiple types of coins in your Coinbase wallet, whereas some of the smaller cryptocurrencies or other types of coins, if they require you use their own wallet for holding your coins, it might be only that one type. So Coinbase offers a lot of features.
How is a cryptocurrency valued when we're dividing a marital estate?
That's a great question. This is something that we have a lot of discussion around because the value for cryptocurrency is extremely volatile. It can change minute to minute, definitely day by day, week by weeks. So you have a lot of options here. But really, like when we're valuing any other type of asset, and cryptocurrency is an asset that should be at least considered and discussed when you're talking about your marital estate for purposes of division and property division, you may just have to pick a point in time and use that value. But certainly a good question to have with your attorney, something that you should be discussing of, are there advantages or disadvantages to valuing it at any certain point in time? It's also really important to think about the tax consequences when we're talking about property division. Cryptocurrency is not a way to hide money. It's not a way to bury money. It's not a way to escape any tax liability. It's not a way to kind of hide or shelter assets from division in a divorce. So when you're talking about this division in your divorce process, you should be thinking, I will have a taxable event if there are gains. And so you will want to be cognizant of making sure that you're not overvaluing a cryptocurrency account due to any potential tax consequences.
What kind of discovery is necessary related to cryptocurrency?
The most important thing, if you suspect that your spouse has cryptocurrency accounts or maybe is attempting to shelter assets out of the marital estate by using cryptocurrency, you will want to discuss with your attorney to make sure that you're using the proper terminology and being very specific in the way that you're asking for these documents. One of the easiest ways is to trace the source of the underlying funds that have been used to fund the cryptocurrency. So that money has to come from somewhere. You can't easily take cash and convert cash into cryptocurrency. So that money has to come from somewhere. It's often coming from a bank account or from a direct deposit, similar to what we just discussed with Coinbase, but it's got to come from somewhere and it can't be cash. So you can trace the source of where that money is coming from. When you're asking about the specific cryptocurrency assets, when you're asking for documents or interrogatories, asking for information about these accounts, you will want to make sure you're using that terminology that we discussed, which is wallets, what types of coins. Now, also, coins will have generally a longer name and a shorter code name. So I have seen in my experience that if sometimes you're not being specific enough in your requests, you will get kind of a jumbled screenshot, a mishmash of information of someone's wallet that then you will have to go and decode. So be thinking about, am I getting just the code of what type of coin this is? Am I getting the full name? How can we be asking really specific questions so that we're getting the proper information to be able to value these assets? So you'll want to ask for all types of coins, their full names, their short names, how much of each coin is owned, if there are multiple wallets, if there are Coinbase accounts. You should also expect that there may not be statements. If we're talking about a defined benefit plan like a 401k, you would expect to see monthly or a quarterly, for sure an annual statement that will be easy to read. Your cryptocurrency discovery may not come back like that. So be prepared to do a little bit more legwork to be able to get a full picture on what is held and how much that could be worth. So big takeaways on discovery: be specific and make sure you're using proper terminology, because you don't want anything to be missed if you are looking for information. And then be also sure to trace the source of where those underlying funds are coming from. If you feel like there are significant assets at stake, it may be worth discussing with your attorney if you should hire a forensic accountant or another expert to be able to do that tracing, to be able to look at these assets and see if this could be potentially quite valuable.
What would you say the biggest takeaways for our viewers should be regarding cryptocurrency today?
I think that the big takeaways here is that it's really important to remember that cryptocurrency must be disclosed. This is an asset that absolutely needs to be considered, an asset that is available for division in your marital estate. It is not a shelter. It's not a shelter for your spouse either. So if you suspect that that is what's happening, make sure to let your attorney know so that you can clearly make sure that those assets are tracked, accounted for, and valued in your property division. When you're talking about getting that information, make sure that you're being very specific, using proper terminology. All of our Cordell attorneys are wonderful resources for you. So if you have additional questions about this, be sure to be discussing with your attorney so that they know there's a potential for assets to be hidden in crypto, and they can help guide you through this and make sure that you have all the proper information so that this is correctly divided in your property division.
Maria, thank you so much for providing us information regarding this rather emerging and complicated asset issue in divorces. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into this week's edition of Men's Divorce Podcast. And again, if you would like to schedule a virtual consultation, you can call 866-DADS-LAW or visit us at Cordell.com.